Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Beauty by Tellie. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time to click the subscribe button and check out my other social media and do follow me on there as well. So today's agenda is I'm gonna be reviewing the Clio Pro Eye palette in Coral Talk. So I was really sad not to see this palette here in the Philippines, but so glad that on my birthday trip last April, I was able to find it and yay! Got it and brought it home. So if you want to find out how I did this look, also featuring other items that I brought back from that trip, please keep on watching. So as you can see, I've already done my base and one eye. I'm going to do the second eye on the faraway cam so you guys can appreciate what I'm trying to do with my eyeshadow look, how it's changing my eye shape, and how it's rebalancing my eyes in relation to the rest of my face. My eyes tend to be really short. They look tiny because there's a lot of space on like my outer sort of perimeter of my face. So one thing I like to do is emphasize the outer corner and really place more deeper colors there and to sort of emphasize and give it life. So when I do my face, I actually start with my base and then do the eyebrows downwards just to make sure I don't forget anything. For the eyebrows, what I'm using today is the Nature Republic Micro Slim Brow Pencil in number 04 Dark Brown. I bought this because it was really cheap. I think 5,000 to 10,000 won. That's about 250 pesos to 500 pesos. So that's really cheap because I don't really see micro pencils in that price range. I think the cheapest ones I've seen are about 800 to 1,000 pesos, which doesn't sound super duper expensive, but for me it is, especially considering that you get way less product with micro pencils. First, brush your eyebrow hairs neatly. Okay, shucks, dito ko dapat. Just letting out a little bit of product. I find that my eyebrows have a pretty extreme arch and they can make me look sort of like villainous. Yeah, I think they make me look villainous. So I try to sort of soften the arches. The part that you want to enhance or change the most with your eyebrows, you start there. So for me, since I want to enhance underneath my arches to make them look softer, that's where I normally start. So you can see it's a little bit too creamy. It's bunching up in some places. And even though I'm using a really soft hand here, it's creating such an uneven brow that I will have to comb this out. At this point, I just want to soften them up a little bit, brushing out the excess product. So the first thing we do in terms of eyeshadow is just take a regular blending brush and then just sort of sweep it from the outer corner of my eye up to the base of the inner corner of my eyebrows. For people with hooded lids or monolids, this is a pretty good shape to follow just because it's the one that's gonna show up when your hooded eyes are open. Then next, I'm gonna take this peachier nude shade and shade sort of lower than where I did before. That's just to create like some depth to my shading. I find that using just the one or two colors tends to look really like unprofessional and like really clumsily blended. So I find that like mixing a lot of different colors helps create that richer and sort of softer gradient look. And then next, I'm gonna take a denser blending brush and with the orange shade or the salmon shade, I'm just gonna apply it on my crease line. Just gonna apply a little bit more here because see, this eyelid is eating up the color, so I have to apply color a little bit higher there so that it can be seen. Okay, that's better. I'm gonna use this like brick color with the same brush. Then from the outer corner, I'm gonna go tighter and tighter with my blending space. For the previous two colors, I've been blending outwards. Now I'm gonna blend inwards. I'm going in with a pencil brush and then taking this like eggplant shade. Now I'm just gonna shade inside of the brick shade, but like in a smaller space. I have a harsh edge there, and just every time keep erasing it. So you can start to see how my eyes are starting to look bigger on the sides, which was my goal in the first place, because I find this space here makes my eyes look really small and beady and I look like a teddy bear or whatever. So I don't really like that. So taking that matte eggplant shade, I'm just gonna shade my under eyes. And then just make sure that it's more shaded sort of here at the 7 to 8 o'clock, so my eyes do not get too droopy, because if I have like more shading here, it's gonna make my eyes look really sad and like droopy. Now taking an even smaller brush, this is like my favorite under eye brush, I'm gonna take the middle sparkly shade and blend from the middle to the inner corner of my lower eye. And then take the chunkier glitter shade and blend that on my tear ducts. Oh, so pretty. We're now at the finish line, guys. So I'm taking this sparkly dark shade and then just sort of like blending that dark area, sort of fusing all of the colors together. There's a bit of a harshness here, so I'm gonna erase that using the earlier shade. The minimal sweat and oil on my fingers will help keep the glitters in place. And I'm gonna take the chunky glitter, because I love it. Then I'm just gonna pat it at the center of my eye. Instead of pressing like on the full lid, I'm pressing more on the lash line, just to make sure there's no holes in my eyeshadow look, and then sort of pulling the remaining product upwards, blending it with the rest of the eyeshadow look. Now, I'm gonna take the micro eyeliner pencil from Nature Republic in black, then looking down so I can expose them fully, I'm gonna lightly fill in the gaps in my lash line. Try not to use too much eyeliner because it's gonna smudge, and it's not important to fill in the whole lash line. It's more important to just really try to erase the gaps using this black pencil. This is super important. You line here. There. See? Because this monolid situation eats up everything, so you kind of have to go higher on the inner corners. Once that's completely covered, you can go with the actual eyeliner. So I'm so over black eyeliners nowadays. I'm gonna take my Op Silky Liquid Eyeliner in natural brown. I'm just more into brown eyeliners these days because I find black looks a little bit intense and overwhelming for my smaller eyes. So just try to draw the thinnest line you can. I'm sort of going thicker on the inner corners, like on the apex of the curve of my eye, barely drawing anything on it, just making a connective line. To lift this sort of drooping outer corner, I'm gonna shade that much more heavily and then make a pretty obvious extension outwards to elongate my short eyes. Pretty much done. I'm ready to curl my eyelashes. When I curl my eyelashes, I just go close to the root and clip it a few times. And then all across the length, just make multiple curls, just so it looks more bent and curled rather than just like really folded up. I'm using the L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Lash Paradise. A lot of people rave about this and I really like it. It holds a curl and it's really nice in adding volume and a little bit of length. Actually, a really good tip I have for like really up to the root mascara application is you do your mata pobre face. So raise your eyebrow like super duper high, like you're the richest person in Ayala Alabang, and then just look down on people like they're poor shits, and then try to get the mascara wand as close as you're comfortable with to the root. So we're done with the eyes. I'm really happy with this look. I super love the Pro Eye palette by Club Clio. This is the Coral Talk. It comes in 3 shades. I think there's a nude one, there's a pinkish one, and then there's this more slightly orangish coral one. I super love it. The mattes are really buttery and blend seamlessly. I also like the textures of the glitters. One thing I do have to say is that Club Clio has never failed me in terms of their my experience with their eyeshadows. I find that they're super duper amazing with their glitters. They do different textures so well. They do medium to uneven textures to really fine glitters, and I find it so interesting to use on different eyeshadow looks. I also love the colors that they choose. They're very Asian friendly. Definitely, if you find this eyeshadow palette, do get it because I think it can do really fresh looks or even more glam looks like the one I'm doing today. So just to finish the rest of my look, I'm gonna go with another pinky peachy blush. This is Be by Vanilla Cheer Gradation Cheek in OR01 Pure Peach. It's a light pink blush, but it has a hint of yellow to it. Just applying it on the sort of top of my cheekbones, blending out towards my hairline. So because my shape is pretty heart shaped, meaning this is the widest part of my face, the cheekbones, I sort of try to keep the blush high and on top, just because putting it on the actual apple of my cheek will make me look like I have a really huge cheek area. So to finish the look, I'm gonna try one of my new 3CE lip tints. Now, I don't have an orangey one, but the nudist one I have, which I think will look good with the face I made today, hashtag going right. I so love the finish of this velvet lip tint. It camouflages my lip texture a little bit, and I just really super duper love the color. I love the packaging itself. Rarely do I ever try to consider the packaging of an item when I'm talking about how it is, but it's like it's this kind of packaging that really makes me super duper weak. So that's today's FOTD. I hope you guys liked it. I hope I was able to show you guys another side of K-beauty, and that it's not all like too soft looks that look like nothing. They also do more in your face looks, like today, what I've done today. Pretty happy with how I hauled for this trip. I think I was able to pick up more stuff that I like as compared to before. I do admit I picked up too much items, and some of them I ended up not really feeling that good about, but this time I feel like I love everything that I picked up. If you've made it this far, thank you guys for watching. I hope I was able to share something new with you guys. And if you liked the video, please do give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So what item is the most exciting one for you guys? Do let me know and I'll sort of bump it up on the list of videos to do. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye! Mm-hmm.